Hey everyone, my name is Darby and I work in Incubation Engineering at GitLab. This is the DevOps for mobile apps demo for December 15th, 2021. As always, I've got an issue here that I've created for this demo, and I'll link to this issue in the description of the video below, so you can get to it from there. The first section of this issue just talks about the mission for the group. So this is the DevOps for mobile single engineering group, and we're focused on improving the experience for mobile teams building in GitLab. So you can check out the handbook page here, and you can check out previous weekly demos here. So jumping into today's update, this is kind of a big update. I'm excited to share what I've been working on. This is the secure files uploader downloader. And so I've got a merge request that I've been working on, and I've got a link to that right here in the issue. And I've got some details below on the APIs that are included in this merge request and some examples on how to use them. This is also linked in the merge request. So what I'll do is I'll kind of walk through this, and then I'll show you how this all works. And as I said, the merge request is over here. So I've got a bunch of details there and about the data model and then the APIs. But essentially what we have right now is an upload, list, delete, and then download APIs. The idea here, and I've got this in the description up here, we'll start with the first iteration of just the APIs, and then we'll build into direct integration with GitLab Runner, and then following on with that will be a UI that would support kind of doing the file uploads through the browser. So to kind of walk you through how this all works, I've got my GDK running over here, and I'll just fire up a quick request. So this is just the GET request to the endpoint, and this is going to take a private token and then just call to the project's secure files endpoint. And so if I do that, I get an empty list back because there's nothing in there yet. So what I'll do, I've got some requests set up here, so I'll just jump over. This one here is going to post a new file. So this is going to send the file, and it's going to give it the name of demo provisioning profile, and then and then pass in the file name. And actually, I need to add the extension here, so I'm just going to do that real quick. It's going to be mobile provision. So if I do that, we're going to go ahead, and then that'll create the file in the database. And then what this does as part of the creation process is it takes the file and then it encrypts it before it writes it to the disk. So then we've got that file encrypted at rest, and then we also calculate a checksum on that file so that when we go to actually ship the file down to the user, we can check to make sure that the file is what we expect it to be. So now if I go and run that request again, I'm going to see that I get my file back as part of that list. And so that is the other thing that I can do with this is if I just wanted a specific file, I can request it by the ID. So I see over here the ID is 6. So if I just pass in 6 there, I'll get the same thing. And what I get as part of this payload, so this is kind of the metadata for the file. I get the file name that I supplied, this download token, which I'll talk about in a second, and then permissions. So the permissions is really kind of forward-looking to the runner integration. What this will do is when that integration is set up, the runner is going to go and download these files for the project, and then it will set the permissions on those files as it writes them. So it could be read-only, read-write, or execute. And so those are the three options we have there. And it doesn't really play into this part of it, but that's kind of setting us up for the future. The download token is this is a short-lived token that gets generated upon request. So when I make this request, we generate a new token, and it's short-lived so that if I don't go and use it within the fixed time period, right now it's set to 30 minutes. If I don't use it, then it doesn't work after that. But we'll need this token to actually download the file when we go to actually get the file content. So what I can do here is, so I've got a sample here. And so what this is doing, this is going to actually be the download of the file. So what I need to do here is I need to set the file ID. So this was file ID 6. And then I need to get that download token from from that response there. So let me copy that, and we pass that into the token param here. And I'm passing in this output option because I'm using curl. If you were to say download this in the browser, it would send the file name along with it as part of the attachment header. But this is just gonna set it to demo.mobile provision when I download the file, so we can see what that looks like. So we download the file there, and you can see it's popped up on my desktop over here. And now if I do a list, we can see that the files match the same file size. And you can see this was the file that I uploaded, and then this is the file here that I downloaded. So, so that is all working. And then lastly, there is I can do a delete request. So I can just send in a delete request. I will delete that file, and then if I go and do this again, we're back to where we started. So cleaned up. But yeah, the create, delete, and list, and then download APIs are all implemented as part of this merge request. So that's the main bits here. I have a section on to-dos. So there's a few things that I still want to work out in how some of the parts of GitLab work in relationship with this feature. And so I've noted those here. If anyone could provide some insight in some of these that I don't know a lot about, that would be helpful. But I'm also looking, obviously, for reviews and any other feedback as part of the process. I've got some notes in here on how to test this change locally as well. So that's kind of the overview. And I guess maybe the setting the context, I didn't start with that. The reason that we want to have this feature here to begin with is so that teams that are trying to upload binary files to GitLab as part of their pipelines, it's kind of a hard process right now. There's no support for that. So that's kind of why we need this feature. And it's especially useful for mobile teams because there's a lot of binary files that are used as part of the code signing process and the app building process. So this will save folks a ton of time. It'll make it a lot easier for them to work in GitLab that way. So coming up next, kind of working to gather feedback on the MR and just work through the to-dos. I think this is in a pretty good place, but I want to chat with some other folks and see how far we can get in getting this shipped and merged in. So I'm going to just keep focused on that for the foreseeable future. If you have any questions, please add them into the issue, or add any comments you have, or just ping me with whatever. I'm happy to chat. Otherwise, this is going to be the last update of the year, so I'll be out for the holidays coming up soon, so look for the next update coming in early January. I hope everyone has a good holiday. Thanks.